Pete Daigle here, and I want to show you a quick and easy way to lower the action and suppress some of the noise on a 12 or 15 bar autoharp. So let's have it. We have here a 12 bar autoharp from somewhere in the 1970s, and the first thing we're going to do is see what kinds of tools we're going to need and what products we're going to need. So razor knife, one kind or another, a pair of scissors, and some felt. Now we get our felt from a place called durofelt.com. Durofelt.com. It's pretty simple. Or you can request some from us as well. But we're just going to be using small pieces of it. This happens to be a 1/16 of an inch thick, and it's a 1/4 inch wide. You can get it in various sizes depending on your needs. And of course, we're going to need a small screwdriver. In this case, it's a Phillips. Now be careful if these screws are going to fall out that you don't lose them. It's nice to have a magnet or something, or a soft pad like this to put them on, because if they get stuck in your rug, you'll never see them again. These two are holding in place, so we're just going to leave them there. Now, you've got this old foam in here, which is usually pretty crystallized through time, and we're just going to get rid of it. Now I'm just scraping it out with my fingers because it comes out very easily. You can clean it up a little more if you like with a chisel or whatever, but it doesn't have to be completely and totally clean for our purposes. We're just going to get rid of it like this. Now there's a small amount of residual in there, but as long as it doesn't constitute any thickness, it doesn't really matter. Now it's real simple. We're just going to take this piece, run it across here, figure out where we need to cut it. Right there like that. Pull that off. This is self-adhesive felt. We're just going to place it in the same groove where that foam came from. That part's done. Now we're going to pull off this side the same way, do the same thing. Once again, you'll see that foam. You can use a screwdriver make that easier, quicker and easier. And we're just simply going to put another piece of self-adhesive felt in its place. These two are ready to go back in. Next thing we're going to do is remove the cord bars, and we're going to try not to lose any of the springs. Some of the springs on these instruments are permanently mounted and some are not. So depending on the age of your instrument. So I'm going to pull these out, and be careful. I'm going to go sideways so that any spring can go right back in place. I'm going to pull them out and just line them up. All right, now I'm going to put these front and center so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. It's quick and it's easy. I'm going to straighten these out and line them up. And then I'm going to take this same felt, and I'm simply going to lay a strip across here and across here. I'm not even going to bother cutting it to an exact length. I'm just going to put it right over the top of all of these like that and press it down fairly hard. Then I'm going to cut it off right here and right here. And I'm going to do the same to the other side. Press it down so it stays in place. Cut it off there. Cut it off there. Now I'm going to take my razor knife, and I like to use these single edge razors for this because they just fit in here nicely. And what I'm going to do is simply cut these right off in between each bar like this. This felt you might be able to find at a craft store if you don't want to go online and buy a big roll of it. Now once I have one side done, I can even spread these out a little bit and make the cutting over here just a little bit easier because I can get into the slots. I spread them out just a little bit with my fingers and slice them up. Now they're all individual pieces and they all have felt on top. Now, next thing that's going to happen is you're going to find when you put these in place, the felt is liable to rub. So we're going to have our scissors handy, and we're just going to have to snip off any excess that's hanging over. See a little bit right there? Just snip it off. I hold the scissors at an angle so that I can get a nice even cut going across there, and it makes it easier to cut it too. You don't want to cut up your cord bars, of course. So, got to slice those off a little bit like that, and now they will fit into your slots, which is what we're going to do next. We'll make sure these springs stay in place, and it appears as though the previous owner of this has put little cardboard backings into here. If you follow our directions that we have online for refelting, you'll find that this is not really necessary and not even necessarily advantageous. We'd rather have our felt for each bar hang over just a little bit and take the place of anything like this. But that's how they've got it, so I'm just going to put it back together this way. As you put these bars in, right where they used to be, just make sure that they are still moving them properly. And if they're not, you might have to snip a little extra off. That's really all there is to that. You only have to cut off excess when they don't move properly. If they get hung up, then you'll have to cut off a little excess. Otherwise, just put them back together. This one you can see wanted to stick a little bit right there. So, snip, snip, and it's no longer sticking. When you put the caps back in place, the cap simply pushes down on those felt pieces and brings the bars 1/16 of an inch closer to your string bed. And that's it, all done. For a few bucks and a little bit of time, you have better action, less noise, and you're ready to go. Thank you for watching.